brightly beams our Father's mercy from his lighthouse evermore. But to us he gives the keeping of the lights of life.
If I concentrate hard enough, I can make things move. There are other people out there like me who can do what I can do.
You know the devil never dies. Keeps coming back. You gotta keep killing him.
No!
Guys, welcome back to another episode of the M News. This ain't I guess I could consider this part of 31 Nights of Halloween, but it's just a normal movie review in general. Just watched the remake of Carrie. Now, first thing I'm going to say is I've seen a lot of reviews before watching the movie, and I must say I was not really looking forward to seeing this movie in general because, you know, how many people are saying, you know, well, the movie was not supposed to be, I quote, this is what one of them said, not going to name any names, but one of them said, you know, there's no need for this to be remade, there was no need for anything about this movie, you know, it's not just one person, a lot of people have said it. And now you're going to hear my opinion. For the most part, this was a good remake. Why? I will tell you why. Because now people are having the biggest complaint on they didn't change anything. Well, in some aspects of just looking at the film compared to the old one, they did change a bit. But even if they didn't change anything, that's the best part, because people hate remakes all because they change everything. And from the first time, they actually don't change much. Just a little bit, but not much. They don't like it. And it's like, well, you know, I enjoy remakes once in a while. I'll be totally honest with you. I love the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. But that was just me. I love the remake of Evil Dead. I love the remake of, oh hell, what else we got? Oh dear. The Woman in Black was a remake. Dawn of the Dead was a remake. My point is that, you see, I can't say I hated it, but I so did not like it by Marcus Nispel, Friday the 13th, the remake, Killer Cut. I don't know what was with me. It didn't feel like Friday the 13th in my opinion. It was just bland. It was nothing. It was lifeless. I just stood there just going like this the whole time. Just watchable, yes. Bad, yes. Friday the 13th is bad, but we're not talking about Friday the 13th, we're talking about Carrie. Stephen King is a magnificent writer, and, you know, this movie shows a little bit more than what the old one did, and, you know, that wasn't a problem. The problem with this movie was the fact we've seen it all before, and now we're just seeing it re-envisioned. I like that sometimes. I do. If you're into revisions of movies and stuff, like I could see someone re-envisioning these, because let's say in like 40 years from now they remake the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and you know they're going to change things. You can't, if they remade them, and they're not going to be as good as they are right now. They're never going to be as good as they are right now. If they remade them, I'd be really pissed if they changed it. If they didn't change it, I might like it more. That's why I'm saying this Carrie movie was a good remake, and I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I really did, and I think Chloe Grace Moretz is magnificent. Not as good as Sassy Spacek, I think that's her name, Sassy Spacek, or I'm not positive, but she's not. Chloe Grace Moretz was maybe not as good as the original Carrie, but for goodness sake, she pulls off one hell of a good Carrie, and she will be second place. You know, I actually might even somewhat. I don't know. I like the new Carrie. I did. I really enjoyed it. I thought Julianne Moore was amazing as the mother. A little bit over the top at some points, but it didn't bother me. She reminded me a lot of the original. Really, that's all who I was thinking of when I watched this. The original Carrie's mom back in the other one. It's a really good movie. I think if you're into Carrie, I think if you're a Stephen King fan and you just love every Stephen King movie you see and you're a huge fan of Carrie, then you're gonna enjoy this one. I really think you are. You know, if you're a huge fan of Carrie, you are going to enjoy this movie, and there's no doubt about that. This one maybe took a little bit more from the book and based it on the movie more than the other one. But there was some elements that I'm glad they did from not the book that they used in the old one. You know what I mean? But if you want it just right, and Stephen King was probably really, I'm guessing, I'm not positive, I could be totally wrong, but he might have been happy for this remake. Ignore the bells, they're going off. I live next to a church. And it's first I should now I'm going to tell you what Carrie's about. Carrie's about this girl who was always bullied, always messed with, and always, talked about, getting cussed at, swore at by other kids around the school. And, she's really quiet, she keeps to herself, and she has these powers, telekinetic powers, and eventually, her mother's really religious and everything, so she thinks she was born from sin. She doesn't want her doing anything with other people because they're going to laugh at her, they're going to, we don't want none of that now. And if you have to know what Carrie is before you go into this movie.
I'm weird.
Carrie, favorite poem? Did you bring one?
I don't want to be. I want to be normal.
Wipe that smile off your face.
I have to try and be a whole person before it's too late.
I think that's where, everybody should know what the story of Carrie is. It's a girl who it's pretty much the prom scene I love the prom scene in this movie. I really do. I think it's fun to watch how certain people die because they were doing a whole bunch of things.
Prom is next week. You don't have a date already. Maybe you want to go with me.
Mama, I've been asked to prom.
No. They're gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Mama, stop it.
If the two of you are planning some kind of joke on a poor, lonely girl...
Not as good as maybe I don't know. I like this new look to the prom scene. I really did. I really like the blood in this too. The blood that they use and everything that comes on. I love that. I really do. Stephen King's a magnificent writer. I think you guys should check this one out. Most definitely. I'm pretty surprised what I'm gonna give this movie. It's gonna be a 3.5 or a 4, and I'm gonna go with. Oh man, you see, I gave the old one a 4.5, so I'm gonna go 4 for this remake. I'm sorry. It's people are hating on it, but I'm gonna be the one who actually is gonna go ahead and just give it a grade that I can live. It's a movie I can watch once in a while. Like if I buy it for Blu-ray and DVD, which I probably will, which I'm going to watch it once in a while. I'm not gonna watch every after every time I watch it. I'm not gonna slip it in that day, then that day, then that day. I'm not gonna do that. But it's a movie that I'm going to watch maybe near Halloween or once in a while. It's not scary. The movie wasn't scary. It had its kind of creepy elements to it, but it wasn't scary. I didn't find it scary at all. The music was good, and the ending scene where I kind of have creeps about this is where you see her gravestone and it says Carrie burns, and happened in the old one too. There's a gravestone and someone spray painted Carrie burns in hell. That creeps me out because it's the idea: is she in hell? And you're envisioning. I feel sorry for the character in general. I fear the movie makes me feel sorry for Carrie.
Help this little girl see the sin of her days and ways. She'd made innocent. The curse of blood would
Mama, that's not even in the Bible. It doesn't say that anywhere.
Go to your closet and pray.
No. Pray. No! Mama!
You pray, little girl. You pray for forgiveness.
Mama! Mama, let me go! Help!
Both of them do make you feel sorry for Carrie, and then you see it again, and you're like, "Oh man, I forgot how much I hated this movie because I didn't like how these girls were treating Carrie." And it shows the same thing in this one. The only problem I had with this movie was it took place in a modern time, which I really loved the fact that back in. Hell, I don't care about the. I had a good time with the movie, and that's all I can say. It was fun. It was a really decently good movie, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I really enjoyed it. So. Like, comment, tell me, are you guys interested in seeing the remake of Carrie, directed by Kimberly Pierce, I think? Pierce. Not positive, but I think that's her name. What do you guys think of Kimberly Pierce in general as a director? Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, guys, thanks for watching.
King and Queen are...